So we have created this this speech like 30,000 times because it keeps getting too long. But anyway, this post is about intentional action and how I had no idea what that was. I had no idea that I was not doing that, and how the universe and nature gave me an example of what that is. So I have been one to take action, but it's always been in a survival mode or through a survival mode or just completely disconnected, like, okay, I'm just gonna let it go or let it be how it's gonna be. And sometimes that works. Sometimes that works in our favor. What I'm finding out is it doesn't have to be like that all the time, and probably should not be. That is what I know at this stage of the game. What I'm being taught about is intentional action. Knowing who I am, going within, learning who I am, learning the truth of what that is, every bit of truth of what that is, accepting that, and seeing what it is that I need, connecting what I need to where I want to be, what I want to have, where I want to go. My purpose is here. And then taking those actions. I, like I said, had no idea of the difference. And I'm still learning the difference on different levels. And when I don't know what something is, I will ask and declare that I know. And in this situation, I asked, what is some positive intentional action? And hence, emphasis on the positive, because if you are not clear about that, the universe will definitely show you some intentional action of all kind. You don't want to see all of it. Trust that. So I said positive intentional action. And it made sure it showed me something that I could really connect to. I am out in nature a lot. I do love my walks, and I absolutely love trees. So I'm out on a walk and I see the trees that are super expressive at this time. You're seeing the picture of one of the trees. And the first understanding or concept, or whatever you want to call it, that came to my mind was that is intentional action. That is in the form of intentional death. That tree is dying on purpose, with purpose. It is dying on purpose, with purpose. Even though it doesn't know all of the different things that are going to touch it in between on the season, it is literally dying on purpose, with purpose. Those leaves are going to fall to the ground and nurture the ground and nurture the roots and the trunk and whatever it needs to nurture for the next season. But that tree knows, it understands its cycle, and so it is taking an intentional action to activate that cycle or to keep it going. I'm sure it doesn't want the leaves to die. I'm sure it would love if it could stay green all season, but it understands exactly what it has to do to nurture itself in the next cycle and to nurture the trees around, because that is what happens. The leaves that fall to the ground, that they don't blow away with a blower, they do go into the earth and nurture not only that tree but the trees surrounding. So it understands the impact on itself, and then its self-impact on its environment. In order for us to do that, we have to know who we are. We have to go within. We have to understand exactly who we are, and be open to understanding how we change in the different seasons. Just be open to all of that in order for us to call to what it is that we actually want, and then call ourselves to action in what it is we actually want. Again, things will happen along the way, but the way that the universe works is if it loves you, it's going to make sure that everything turns for your good. Anything done out of fear, anything done out of hate, anything done out of malice, anything done that's against you will be undone by that love. So that's something that we have to trust, not have to, that we get to trust. So yeah, anyway, this is getting long. That tree that you see, that is a lesson in intentional action. That was for me and for whoever else might be able to use this. Alright, ciao.